7, 8, and 9. It says in the following problem, markup is based on the cost again. Compute the cost in the dollar markup. Round your responses to the nearest cent. So again, we know the cost plus the markup is equal to the selling price. It is based on the cost, so my 100% goes here. I don't know what the cost was, I know what the selling price was. The selling price was $63. I also know what the percent markup was, 49%. So what that means is if I take 100% plus 49%, that 149% is what my percent markup on the cost is. So what I'm saying is 149% of the cost is equal to my selling price, which I know is $63. So in order to find the cost of the item, of means times, I have to end up moving this over and dividing. So I'm going to take my $63 and I'm going to divide it by 1.49, the 149%. 149% based on my cost, of my cost, gives me that selling price of $63. So 63 divided by 1.49 gives me a big long weird decimal, but I'm going to round it off. I get 42.2818. So since I have 281, I'm going to say $42.28. So $42.28 is my cost. Two different ways I could find my selling price. The easiest way is just to go ahead and subtract, right? We know that the difference between these two things would give us our amount. So if I take 63 and I minus 42.28, I get $20.72. Now, if I interpret this, 49% of the cost should be the same number. So if I would take 0.49, 49% times my cost, 42.28, I get the $20.71, so 72 cents. So either way I can get it. I can either take the selling price minus the cost, which is probably the easiest way, or I could take 49% of the cost like we did on the previous table. And either way I end up with that same markup value. So my cost, $42.28. The dollar markup, $20.72. So number 8 says in the following problem, markup is based on the cost again. Compute the cost in the dollar markup. So I know that the cost plus the markup has to equal the selling price. I know it's based on the cost, so my 100% goes over here. The selling price, again, $47. The percent markup is 28%. So I know that the cost plus the markup, the percent down here, has to be 128%. So 128% of times my cost is equal to my selling price, the $47. So again, in order to solve that, I'm going to take my selling price, I'm going to divide it by that 128%. So 47 divided by 1.28 is how I'm going to calculate that cost. 47 divided by 1.28 gives me $36.72 when I round it off. $36.718, so I round it off to 72. 36.718, So $36.72 is what my cost was. I want to find the dollar amount of the markup. Easiest way to find the dollar amount of the markup is just to take the selling price and subtract my cost. So if I take 47 minus 36.72, 47 minus 36.72 gives me $10.28. $10.28. And again, if you just wanted to double check yourself, you could use the percent. 28%, 0.28 of my cost times my 36.72 should give me my markup amount, $10.28, and sure enough it does if I'm checking it out. So we have lots of these problems that sort of look the same. To me, it helps to set up that table to think about, oh, how do I need to set up the problem every time? In the following problem, again, my markup is based on my cost. So my cost plus my markup is equal to my selling price. This is my 100% over here because it's based on my cost. Selling price, $67. The percent markup, 31%. That means the markup here, or the percent over here on my selling price, 131% of my cost. So 131% times the cost has to equal the selling price of $67. So in order to solve this for the cost, I'm going to end up taking 67 and divide it by the 131%, which is 1.31. So 67 divided by 1.31 gives me $51, and I have 1.145, so I have to round that up to 15 cents. So $51.15 is what my cost is going to end up being. My dollar markup then, easiest way to do that is just take the $67, that was your selling price, subtract the $51.15. So 67 minus 51.15 gives me $15.85. So the dollar markup, I marked it up by $15.85. So all of these, 100% of 51.15 is 51.15. 31% of 51.15 is 15.85. 131% of 51.15 is 67. All of those should relate to each other, the cost being the base every time, at least on these ones.